Is it water with the sheep in the box?
Hello everyone. So this is a weird video for me to make, but I felt like I kind of had to make it to be completely transparent with you all. I was polyamorous for a hot minute there, but I am no longer. So, what happened with that? Well, in short, nothing exciting, and this is going to be incredibly uncomfortable because I don't really like talking too much about my personal life online, but I do want to talk about this because I think it's important. First, some context. For most of my life, I was monogamous. I had a series of relationships that simply didn't work out for a number of reasons, and then I met my ex. Let's call them Rex. I loved Rex. Rex was polyamorous, something I'd never really had much experience or interest in before, but I'm open-minded. I like lots of sex, and I'm pretty laid back about that sort of stuff, and I feel like I have a lot of love to give. So I gave it the old college try. I met Rex's other partners and some of their partners too. For a while, we were a kind of family unit sort of thing. It was honestly extremely wholesome. Not long after this, I moved in with Rex, and then one of Rex's friends moved in with us too. It was nice. It was what was in the community known as kitchen table poly. During this time, I was also looking for other partners to varying degrees of success. I mostly ended up just having one-night stands. Eventually, however, I met Sue, with whom I clicked and bonded quickly and strongly. I brought Sue over to meet my newfound family, and Sue and Rex hit it off big time. Soon enough, I found myself in a throuple. This was a great time. We were happy and in love, and sure, our lifestyle was different, but who cares? This went on for a little while, but eventually it wasn't to last. The relationship came to an end, and I moved out. It was all amicable to begin with. They said they wanted to stay friends, and I was happy with that. But then, after I moved out and they visited me once as a couple to ensure I was okay, they ghosted me. They stopped responding to messages. They didn't want to stay friends. They were just too cowardly to say so to my face. I lost my found family. But I wasn't done just yet. I tried again. My first poly experience had been a roller coaster for sure, but not all entirely negative, and I enjoyed being poly. So I tried again. I met a woman who lived a ways away, but we made it work. We both slept with other people on the side, but never really met an actual second partner until I met the person who is my current partner. My current partner and my last partner didn't like one another at all, but we all tried to make it work. It wasn't the found family I'd previously had, but expecting that would be unreasonable. Unfortunately, it came to a point where I had to choose between them, which was a whole horrible situation I don't really want to get into. At this point, I basically decided that I was going to go mono for at least a while, because poly had caused a lot of pain, and I was beginning to have severe doubts that it was right for me. And this is where I stand now. Monogamous, but if it ever arose in future, I'd be open, though wary, to trying it again. I'm not anti-polyamory, nor am I pro-enforced monogamy. I think that whatever relationship style works for you is the correct one, and fully support anyone looking to explore poly or who decide that it is what makes them happiest. I'm extremely pro-poly. If it works for you, go for it. For now, I don't think it does work for me, and I have had a few negative experiences with it, but that doesn't mean that I think it's bad or harmful or whatever, any more than monogamy is anyway. I've had a lot of negative experiences with monogamy too. I have a lot of relationship trauma, both from my time being poly and prior to that during my time in a toxic monogamous relationship. Poly to me felt safe, like I didn't have to make my partner my entire life because I had more than one, so I could spread my love out, so to speak. And this is something I talked about in a previous video a while ago. I was pretty codependent with my ex-fiancée, a mistake I don't want to make again. But ultimately, I've come to the conclusion that rather than masking those problems with poly or trying to run from them, what I actually needed was therapy. For me, and I must emphasize that this is only for me, not a universal thing, poly allowed me to better deal with my relationship trauma, as well as being a nice, good, wholesome lifestyle. I've learned a lot about myself and my boundaries and the way I view and approach relationships of all kinds as a direct result of polyamory, because it forced me to question and make actual decisions about these things, as well as encouraged me to reassess the cultural and social norms surrounding relationships that I had so far taken for granted by virtue of living outside of them for the first time. I now reject certain aspects of cultural pressure surrounding enforced monogamy, jealousy, possessiveness, etc. as a direct result of this experience. I know that some anti-poly people may use stories like mine to push a pro-monogamy agenda, just like transphobes use detransitioners who are overwhelmingly pro-trans, and many of whom actually go on to retransition, to attack trans rights. But I wanted to make this quick video to dispute that kind of harmful and deceptive rhetoric. I am a monogamous person who was very seriously polyamorous for a couple of years, suffered a lot of trauma during that time, and ultimately decided it was not for me. But I do not think that polyamory is bad for everyone, and even while I was poly, I advocated for more people trying it and seeing if it was for them, to counteract the enforced, assumed monogamous social norm pushed on us by society. If anything, I followed my own advice and realised that yes, it was fun and the highs were so high, but ultimately it's not for me, and the lows can be devastatingly low. If the situation felt right, I would be open to trying it again someday, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. People should be able to try things and change their minds about what is best for them. And indeed, what is best for you at a certain time may change over time. There is no shame in trying something and realising it's not for you. Anyway, that about wraps this brief video up. Bit of a weird one, I know, but a few people asked me about it, and being an ex-poly person makes my story pretty open to manipulation by shady people, and I wanted to be completely transparent about this situation and make my unwavering support for the polyamorous community and people's right to choose unconventional or subversive lifestyles completely clear. I am happy being monogamous, but I am so glad I went through this experience, even though it didn't work out to be the life I wanted to live, because it means that I am not monogamous simply because it's what society tells me I should be, but because I made a conscious choice that it is right for me. I will from now on be a lifelong pro-poly advocate and encourage people to try it if they are at all curious. Because if nothing else, it will show you what monogamy means to you. The flag still looks like absolute shit though.